What is going on in this world, people? I don't understand. I don't understand. Diving right into today's topic, man. This one disturbed me. This news blew my entire Monday. Like, I felt. It's not even funny, bro. It's like, I don't know if it was shock, it was disgust, it was a series of different emotions when this news broke today, man. Dalai Lama apologizes after video shows him kissing boy. This comes in from ABC News. Tibetan spiritual leader the Dalai Lama apologized Monday after a video showing him kissing a child on the lips triggered criticism. A statement posted on his official website said the 87-year-old leader regretted the incident and wished to, quote, apologize to the boy and his family, as well as his many friends across the world for the hurt his words may have caused. Bruh. I don't understand what is going on in this world. I'm trying to think, like, all right, so, and again, like, I'm trying to, like, be calm. This one triggered me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was just disgusting. Suck my tongue, did he say? Suck my tongue. The thing that gets me, all right, it's accountability. Here's my take on all of this, man. One, I believe we need to start diving deeper into the happenings of this world. Things like this aren't normal. We can't necessarily chalk this up to, what do we chalk this up to? Pedophilism, of course, that's been a trending topic as well. And that's something that has been, again, in our media right now, I don't know if things are being purposely, put to the forefront of our thoughts to, evoke some type of emotion or, I don't know. But pedophilia and like the, corruption of kids in their schools, what they're being taught in their schools, the teachers that are teaching them in the schools, there's been an attack on young children, literally, physically, right? With all the school shootings and things of that nature. And then psychologically as well, too. Who's going to protect the children? Who's going to be the saviors of these young minds who are not yet developed or probably just as lost as all of us are? If the adults are lost in this world, what do you think the children are going through in these times? It's accountability, man. This is not normal, bro. A couple of things is going to result from happening. First of all, from a religious standpoint. Now, as I probably mentioned on this channel before as well too, I'm not the most religious person. Of course, I grew up Methodist Christian for a good chunk of my life. In my adult years now, I can't honestly say that I'm the most religious person. There's not a specific religion that I say that I fully give my allegiance to. I do feel like I respect all of them. I do believe that on my own personal spiritual journey, I believe in a higher power. I believe that there is something greater above us all humans that kind of orchestrates the happenings of the world, in my personal opinion. But when things like this happen, right? Let's say for the people who do hold firm to their religious beliefs, whether that be Muslim beliefs, Christian beliefs, whatever the case is, acts like this will continue to lose trust. We're not going to respect people and their religious beliefs. And I think the main thing across all religions that I respect is that they all hold some type of attempt at some type of moral code, right? It's an attempt at having some type of morality and structure when it comes to like ethics and how we should carry ourselves, the things we should do and should not do, things of that nature. But time and time again, we're seeing spiritual leaders taking advantage of young kids. We're seeing pastors stealing money from the church and living more lavishly than some of our celebrities. We're seeing so many things that would make people be like, you know what? All of this is a sham. And I feel like once that happens, then what? If people no longer have spiritual guides and spiritual structure and some type of base or grounds that we can use to kind of like mitigate the evil in the world, then what? Friedrich Nietzsche, one of the greatest philosophers, man, he had a famous quote where he says, God is dead and we killed him, right? It's probably one of the only quotes that I remember from a few of the, philosophers that I like to study, things that I didn't know. God is dead and we killed him. Meaning, I interpret that as, what is God? Nowadays, God is such a dirty word. right? As soon as you start talking like spiritually or religiously in the word, people just like, ah, la, 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 la. And it's things like this. It's things like this. If things like this continue to happen and nobody's going to respect anybody's religion, I think people are going to start losing more faith. And if the faith goes out the window, so will all the morality. So will all the ethics. People feel like, especially if there's no consequences, an apology would not suffice in this situation. You can't just say, sorry, Dalai Lama. This is not just a sorry situation. And then, like, how are we not holding him accountable? Look, man, I hate to say it. What would you do if that was your kid? If that's me and the Dalai Lama French kisses my son and tells my son to suck his tongue, we no longer have a Dalai Lama. There is no more Dalai Lama. And I'm sorry, of course, I'm not here to promote any type of violence towards anybody, but what level of accountability are we holding this to? Did he, what is the verdict on this? I'm not really seeing the result of this. I'm not seeing enough outrage. What did the people do? What did the parents do? What did the people do? I'm not understanding, bro. It just doesn't make sense. Parents, man, my message to the parents out there in the world, man, of course, I don't want to harp on this for too long because it's really just disgusting. But this is a message to all the parents out there in the world, man. If you are a parent with young children right now, man, it is your responsibility. You have a responsibility to be fully aware of all your children's interactions. I don't care if they think you're annoying. I don't care if they think you're doing too much. I don't care if you don't like the, pushback that you get from them. Ask questions. You are the one that is in control. You need to be aware of your kids' friends. You need to be aware of the adults that are in your kids' life. So that's going to be their teachers, their counselors, their friends' parents, all the things. When I was growing up, bro, like things like that, like my parents, man, and it might be a cultural thing as well too. They were aware. And of course, maybe technology wasn't as advanced when I was young, of course, at that age as well too, but we couldn't do things like sleepovers. Sleepovers, you couldn't do that. It's like you knew not to ask. Like, hey, don't even, when I was growing up, man, like it was not really sleepovers. And then you got like family members, and then there's those situations that happen within the family. I know there's a lot of traumatizing things that happen to our children. We need to build a stronger system of defense for our kids, man. The children in this generation, I feel sorry for. Children that are growing up in the current times today, I feel genuinely sorry for. It's like they're having to overcome battles we wouldn't even have to have worried about to this extent when we were younger. I don't know, man. It's a lot. I have a lot of emotions on this one. Anger being the primary one. This was just disgusting. This has to be, in my personal opinion, like I said, Dalai Lama, I don't know if a sorry is going to work for this one, man. You need to, what did CEOs do? Oh, I'm backing down from my position. You need to step back on that one, bro. And I was thinking, even you can't even argue and say it's a cultural thing. What is it, Tibet? The people of Tibet. You can't even argue and say, oh, it's our culture. There's nothing that can warrant this being an act of endearment or an act of spiritual. There's nothing you can say that makes this okay. Nothing. This is too much, man. It's getting out of hand. This is disgusting. And this really blew my day. I'm not going to lie. Parents, you have a responsibility. You need to be aware of the interactions of your children. Of course, as your children get older, of course, you want them to spread their wings and fly and start learning, their own ways of the world. But until then, all this, things that are happening at younger ages with kids where they're confusing their gender, let kids be kids for a little bit, bro. Like, the TV shows that they're watching, the influences that they look up to, we're not giving kids the ability to be kids anymore, man. We have, as the adults in this civilization, right? It takes a village to raise a child, right? We have to be a stronger village. We have to be a stronger layer of defense for our kids, or else, what do they say? What's that one saying, man? It's easier to, I forget the saying, but it's basically saying, like, it's easier to, heal a child than it is a broken man, right? Or it's easier to kind of educate a child than it is a broken man. We got to play, as a village, as a society, we got to play a better role in the happenings of our children. And we need to be better protectors of things that are happening, and we need to start holding people accountable for their actions. Things like this cannot be a sorry and we keep it pushing and he's back in whatever he does, move and push. I'm not even too hip to the Dalai Lama or the Pope or any of these people, honestly. I don't really, like I said, give these people my allegiance. Respect to y'all, to the ones that do. But all of these religious leaders, people can't hide behind their titles anymore. Just because that they're the teacher or the pastor or the uncle or the aunt these titles are not going to be strong enough to comfortably leave your children in the hands of these people. At the end of the day, humans are humans, and we all have defaults and defects, whatever the case is. So let's not lean over on, oh, this is grandpa, what you gonna call it? Everybody's accountable, bro. The grandpa, the pastor, the police officer, the teacher, the guidance counselor. We need to hold all these people accountable, and their titles is no longer enough to suffice why we should trustingly give our, these people, the protection over our kids and, whatever the case is. It's not enough. Parents, you have a responsibility. Human civilization, we all have a responsibility. It takes a village to raise a child. Things like this can't be happening. If we don't stand up for our kids, who will?